Today marks the 25th anniversary of the Weyauwega train derailment.
The train wreck forced the city to evacuate immediately, and for 18 days, no one was allowed into the city. 14 of the derailed cars were filled with 500,000 gallons of propane.
Local 5's Faith Alford is live in Weyauwega to tell us more.
Good morning, Shelley and Caitlin. March 4th is a day many in Weyauwega will never forget. We are here joined this morning by Mary. She's actually the historical president for the city of Weyauwega. Now, you weren't here when that happened, but you were heading to the city. Tell us a little bit about that day.
Okay, I don't live in Weyauwega, but I have worked in Weyauwega, or I did for 40 years. And as I was coming to work that morning at the telephone company, I was met by a firefighter that said, "You can't come into town." And of course, you know, that's something new. I said, "Can I just go in and check in?"
Yes.
So that's what I did. And then I found out what was going on. And I have a lot of family that lives in the area. So we had a lot of family that came to stay at our house in West Bloomfield for a while until they could eventually find another place to go. And some of them stayed.
Yes. How do you all go about commemorating that day? I know you have a lot of ties to the city, having worked with the historical society and everything. How do you all go about commemorating this day?
Well, I happen to be chairman of the sesquicentennial celebration for the city a few years back. And we had 3 wonderful people that made a book, Weyauwega Remembers, and trying to put 150 years into it. So some of it is in there about the derailment, and I think the program that we plan on having this afternoon at 4 o'clock is going to be about the positive side, not just what did happen, and that was horrible, and I think especially for the senior citizens who don't like change in particular. They didn't understand. They didn't understand. But anyway, that it all got done. Everybody was safe. And to think 25 years later, where we're standing today could not even be here. So,
wow.
Yes.
It's definitely something to think about, Mary. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. A lot of people will always remember this day, and we have many people like Mary who could tell you still everything that has happened. We will have more for you coming up. Live in Weyauwega, Faith Alford, Local 5 News.
So interesting to hear those personal stories. Thanks, Faith.
And let's take a